Make God popular. Make God popular. I gotta hate.
50 Cent isn't easing up at all when it comes to clowning his former friend Lil Meech. After months of slick online jabs, the rap mogul hopped back on Instagram with another wild post that had everyone talking. This time, he took a direct shot at Lil Meech right after the news broke that BMF got canceled after 4 seasons, and fans went crazy over it. 50 posted a picture of Lil Meech holding a sign that said, "Out of work," and dropped a savage caption underneath that instantly blew up across social media. Lil Meech, on the other hand, stayed completely quiet. No comment, no response, nothing. But everyone could tell the tension was still brewing heavy between them. Their fallout really started earlier this year, right after Big Meech got released from prison. A major moment in hip-hop history. But the real drama kicked off when Big Meech invited Rick Ross, someone 50 Cent has been beefing with for years, to perform at his Welcome Home event. That move instantly rubbed 50 the wrong way, and he wasted no time firing back online with his thoughts. From there, things went from petty to personal. 50 even dropped screenshots of private messages between him and Lil Meech, showing how frustrated and disappointed Meech was. In those texts, Meech tried to remind 50 of all the loyalty and respect he'd shown over the years.
Oh, shoot.
Got the discography over here and the filmography over there.
This is like, what's the name, bro? What's this like the, in the movie, Friday? This is one of the father and the Ice Cube's dad and the you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, my name though.
What's the 1-1 Street?
But it didn't seem to matter. Fans were locked in, wondering if this friendship could ever recover or if it's officially over for good. Right now, Lil Meech still hasn't fired back at 50 Cent's latest jab. He's keeping things quiet while the internet can't stop talking about it. Their tension actually goes way back to the moment Big Meech walked out of prison after all those years, marking one of the biggest comebacks in hip-hop history. But the celebration took a wild turn when Big Meech decided to bring out Rick Ross, someone who's had a long, messy history with 50. That single move changed everything. It was clear that 50 didn't like what he saw. Within hours, he jumped online, posting slick captions and throwing shade all over social media. And instead of keeping things behind the scenes, 50 dragged Lil Meech right into the middle of the drama by dropping screenshots of their private text messages. In those texts, the 25-year-old actor sounded genuinely hurt, saying he couldn't understand why things had gone cold between them. He reminded 50 that he had always shown love and respect, saying that everybody goes through hard times, but I never turned my back on you. Then things got weird. Fans started passing around clips and comments trying to decode what 50 meant when he said, "Oh, so the discography over here and the filmography over there." People were confused, comparing it to random movie moments, like from Friday. It sounded like 50 was trolling hard, mixing jokes with real tension. By that point, everyone was wondering if this friendship could be saved, but it didn't look good. Lil Meech's emotional messages didn't change 50's stance one bit. Just days later, 50 doubled down with bold claims, hinting that things behind the scenes on BMF were way more chaotic than fans ever realized. According to 50, there were serious problems on set that had him feeling uneasy, especially with how certain people were acting during filming. He claimed that Lil Meech started pulling away, acting distant and uncomfortable, and hinted that it might have been because of his friendship with Mimi. 50 said he once gave Mimi some advice to save her money, but supposedly Lil Meech was telling her the opposite, to spend it however she wanted. That little clash supposedly sparked tension that never really cooled down. Then things got even more dramatic. 50 claimed that during a BMF training session, something happened that felt way off. He said someone pointed out that Lil Meech wasn't acting like himself, and rumors started spreading about strange things being found in a car connected to the set.
Ain't nobody steal that jacket.
Amazing.
That's amazing. I'm gonna get drunk.
So sick.
50 made it sound like something deeper was going on, and that comment instantly set the internet on fire. Fans couldn't tell if he was being serious or just stirring the pot for attention. After those wild claims, social media exploded with opinions. Some people said 50 was just being his usual outspoken self, always ready to shake things up for a laugh or a headline. Others believed there might actually be something real behind the tension, that maybe the BMF set wasn't as calm and united as it looked from the outside. Meanwhile, Lil Meech stayed totally silent. No interviews, no responses, nothing. That silence made people even more curious about what was really happening. But insiders close to the BMF production insisted that everything stayed professional on set. They said the team stayed focused on finishing the final season strong, even with all that drama swirling around online. Even though the cancellation hit hard, the BMF crew stayed locked in, determined to give fans one last season that would go out with a bang. They wanted to end things strong, but it was impossible to ignore how 50's constant comments had cast a long shadow over what used to be a solid working bond. And when the news officially dropped that BMF was canceled after 4 seasons, 50 wasted no time celebrating like he just called it months in advance. He jumped straight online, reposting fan memes, throwback interviews, and old quotes where he said, "They should have listened," reminding everyone that he had warned them about problems with the network and production. Some people saw it as him proving a point, showing that he'd been right all along. But others said 50 was just being petty, kicking people when they were already down. Either way, his posts kept the internet buzzing for days. The cancellation also sparked a huge wave of conversation about the show's legacy. BMF had built a massive fan base thanks to its raw storytelling and deep connection to real street history. It felt authentic, and that's what made people love it. Lil Meech's performance as his father, Big Meech, earned him tons of respect, even from fans who didn't keep up with his music or personal life. He brought something real to that role, and viewers could feel it every episode. Now that the series has wrapped, fans can't help but wonder what's next for him, both on and off the screen. Sources close to Lil Meech say he's focused on moving forward and keeping his energy positive no matter what's being said online. His friends claim he isn't stressing about 50's posts at all. He's focused on stacking new acting roles, building his brand, and proving he can shine far beyond BMF. Sources close to Lil Meech hinted that he already has a few projects lined up, including one major film role that's supposed to shock a lot of people. While he's been moving quietly behind the scenes, 50 Cent hasn't stopped applying pressure online. He's still dropping playful jabs here and there, some slick, some straight up bold, keeping the drama alive just enough to stay trending. Fans noticed that 50 was using humor to make his point, but they also picked up on something deeper, a sense that this one hit personal. Many people believe 50's frustration comes from genuine disappointment. After all, he was one of the first to mentor Lil Meech and give him the platform that launched his acting career. What started as a proud mentor-student bond slowly turned into a public rivalry, and neither one seems ready to make peace anytime soon. But behind all the online chaos, some insiders say there's still mutual respect hiding underneath it all. Those close to 50 explain that he always speaks up when he feels betrayed or let down by people he once supported. It's part of his personality. They even claim he still recognizes Lil Meech's raw talent, even if their friendship isn't what it used to be. It's that complicated mix of pride and frustration that keeps things messy between them. Meanwhile, Lil Meech's team has been laser focused on keeping his image clean and steering clear of unnecessary headlines. They've been pushing him to let his grind and his work do all the talking, especially now that new opportunities are starting to roll in. He's managed to build a name that stands on its own, beyond his father's legacy, and fans are still rooting for him to stay on track. Despite the tension, both men remain major players in the industry, carving their own paths even if they're not walking them together anymore. With BMF officially wrapped, all eyes quickly shifted to what 50 Cent would do next, and he wasted no time teasing his next big move. The business mogul flexed his usual confidence, dropping hints about new projects under his ever-growing media empire, reminding everyone that he's still one of the biggest power players in TV. "When one door closes, I open 5 more, he joked online, sounding completely unbothered by Starz' decision to end the show. Fans immediately started speculating that 50 might launch something new inspired by BMF, but with a different story and new characters. Knowing 50's hustle, it wouldn't be surprising if he already had something cooking behind the scenes. Meanwhile, Lil Meech's loyal fan base came through strong, flooding social media with love, edits, and supportive messages. They praised him for staying calm through all the chaos and refusing to let negativity pull him into another online war. People in the industry noticed too. The way Lil Meech handled the situation with composure and maturity earned him serious respect. He didn't clap back or feed the drama, he let his silence do the talking, and it worked. Both sides were quietly making their next moves, but deep down, everyone knew this wasn't the last chapter between them. when it comes to 50 Cent, the story is never really over. What began as a strong mentor-student relationship ended up turning into one of the most talked about riffs in entertainment. 50 was the one who originally believed in Lil Meech's ability to carry his father's story to millions of viewers. He saw potential and built a legacy around it. But somewhere along the line, business and emotions collided, and that mix turned everything upside down. Now fans are watching closely, waiting to see how both men write the next part of their story. Despite all the drama, both 50 Cent and Lil Meech are still standing strong and thriving. 50 keeps dominating with his ever-expanding TV empire, business deals, and music ventures, while Lil Meech is making big moves in acting, fashion, and everything in between. Industry insiders say that in this business, nothing stays permanent. Bridges burn, but sometimes they get rebuilt. There's always a chance they could find common ground again someday. For now, though, they're clearly on separate paths, each making their own mark. The saga between 50 and Lil Meech might be quiet at the moment, but fans can't stop asking the big question. Will they ever team up again, or is this bond officially done for good? The curiosity only grew as time passed and people started digging deeper into what really caused this split. A lot of fans believe it wasn't just about BMF or Big Meech's homecoming event, it ran way deeper than that. They say the fallout came down to business, loyalty, and pride. 50's always been known for expecting the same level of loyalty he gives out, and when he feels that energy fading, he moves quick and makes it known. Insiders even whispered that behind-the-scenes drama about contracts and credit might have made the situation even messier. Meanwhile, Lil Meech seemed focused on peace instead of chaos. Those close to him said he chose to take the high road and stay off the internet back and forths. His mindset was all about long-term success, not short-term headlines. He's already seen how fast things can blow up on social media, and instead of feeding into the noise, he decided to let his silence and his work speak for him. Fans could still feel the tension between these two heavyweights. It never really went away. Then came the whispers that stars had been dealing with major internal shakeups long before the BMF cancellation even hit the headlines. Reports started surfacing that budget cuts, executive reshuffling, and behind-the-scenes politics had affected multiple shows, not just 50's. That twist added a whole new layer to the situation, and suddenly people started questioning whether the cancellation was really anyone's fault at all. Still, because 50 and Lil Meech's fallout had already played out in public, most fans automatically tied the cancellation to their beef. 50 didn't waste a second using that as ammo. He fired off more posts shading the network, reminding everyone that he'd been calling them out for years. He claimed stars never treated his projects right and hinted that his next big move would be on a brand new platform, one where he'd have full creative control. That hint alone got fans hyped. People started speculating that 50 might reboot BMF or create a spin-off with a fresh name and story. With his track record from Power and Raising Kanan, it wasn't hard to believe he could pull it off. One thing was certain, 50 Cent wasn't slowing down his hustle for anybody. Meanwhile, Lil Meech's public image began to shift in a surprising direction. Even with all the noise surrounding the controversy, he started trending for positive reasons. New brand deals, red carpet appearances, and even rumors of a possible music comeback. It was like he flipped the entire narrative, turning the attention into opportunity. Fans praised how he kept rising above the drama, proving he's got the drive and vision to stay relevant no matter what's thrown his way. Industry insiders revealed that several major production companies have already reached out to Lil Meech with new offers, from big screen films to streaming deals that could take his career to the next level. People praised the way he stayed calm through all the chaos, saying it showed real maturity and discipline, especially for someone navigating that much public attention. And even though his role in BMF will always be a core part of his story, it's clear that Lil Meech is ready to evolve, showing a side of himself that's all about growth, independence, and new beginnings. While Meech was quietly building his next chapter, 50 Cent kept doing what he does best, staying in the headlines. Every time a fan brought up BMF or mentioned Lil Meech in his comment section, 50 would clap back with that trademark humor that instantly went viral. His wit and timing were too sharp to ignore, but not everyone saw it as jokes. Some fans believed he was just keeping his brand alive and doing what he's always done, turning drama into marketing. Others, though, thought the tension between him and Meech still stung deeper than he let on. At the end of the day, controversy has always been part of the 50's strategy. And somehow, he keeps winning with it. His confidence, boldness, and sense of control make him a master of keeping the spotlight exactly where he wants it. While other people scramble to react, he's already 3 steps ahead, using every headline to build his empire even bigger. And even if he'll never say it out loud, many fans believe that deep down, 50 still respects Lil Meech's talent. He just isn't happy about how things ended between them. As the story kept unfolding, both stars were clearly moving in different directions, but chasing the same goal, winning. 50 Cent stayed busy stacking up business deals, locking in new partnerships, and expanding his empire far beyond television. Meanwhile, Lil Meech was on his own mission, proving that he could shine without anyone's cosign. That quiet, unspoken competition between them only made the situation even more fascinating for fans watching from the sidelines. For those who had followed BMF from day one, every time 50 dropped a post, the internet lit up instantly. Blogs and fan pages would repost it within minutes, arguing over whether he was being genuine or just playing the long game with strategy. At the same time, every red carpet appearance or new project from Lil Meech reminded people that his star power was real. Even without trading words, both men had mastered the art of owning attention effortlessly. The tension might have cooled down, but the shockwaves from their fallout still echoed through the culture. It became a reminder that in this business, every single move tells a story. As months went by, people in the industry started comparing 50 and Lil Meech's situation to past mentor-protege breakups in hip-hop history. Those moments where an artist splits from the person who first put them on. Insiders said it mirrored some of the biggest power shifts ever seen, when loyalty, ego, and ambition start clashing behind the scenes. In a lot of ways, the BMF fallout turned into a real-life example of how business and friendship rarely mix smoothly in entertainment. 50's always been known as both a mentor and a tough critic, and when he feels disrespected, he doesn't keep it quiet. He makes sure the whole world hears his side, loud and clear. Meanwhile, Lil Meech was busy building his independence, learning how to play the game on his own terms. He had major names in Hollywood backing him, saying he carried himself with calm confidence even while surrounded by chaos. The younger generation saw him as a symbol of growth and resilience, someone breaking free from a massive legacy while still staying true to his roots. That alone kept fans locked in, watching to see what his next chapter would look like. Even without public interaction between him and 50, social media refused to let it go. Every time 50 dropped a cryptic caption or a shady emoji, people instantly assumed it was about Lil Meech. Others swore he had already moved on, but either way, the speculation kept their names trending week after week. Some fans even joked that both men were using the attention to fuel their brands without ever having to say each other's names. A silent PR war that just wouldn't end. But underneath the jokes and memes, there was still some real tension that people could feel. Industry insiders whispered that mutual contacts had quietly tried to smooth things out behind the scenes, hoping to stop any more public back and forth. Neither 50 nor Lil Meech confirmed it, but sources close to them hinted that things might not be as bad as they appeared online. Still, with both of them being strong-willed and business-minded, any kind of reconciliation would take time and a whole lot of mutual respect before it could ever happen. For now, it's clear that 50 Cent and Lil Meech are both locked in on their next moves, each chasing success in their own way. Their paths may be going in completely different directions, but one thing's for sure, the world's still watching to see if those two ever cross again. What started as a powerful partnership between 50 Cent and Lil Meech turned into one of the most talked about feuds in modern entertainment. From loyalty to tension, from respect to silence, this story is played out like a movie, and fans can't look away. Despite everything that went down, both of them continue shining in their own lanes. 50 running his business empire like a boss, and Lil Meech proving he's more than just a TV face, carving out his legacy on his own terms. People still can't help but wonder if they'll ever cross paths again, maybe for business, maybe for peace, or who knows, even another project together someday. The possibility alone keeps fans glued to every move, every post, and every headline. This entire saga has shown how unpredictable fame really is. One day you're building together, the next you're standing on opposite sides, and the world's watching it all unfold. But if there's one thing we know about 50 Cent and Lil Meech, it's that neither of them ever fades out of the spotlight for long. They're both built for this game, bold, strategic, and unstoppable. So what do you think? Could a reunion ever happen, or is it really over for good? Drop your thoughts below, smash that like button, share this video with your crew, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories just like this. See you in the next one.